Hi everybody, I thought I'd just make a quick little tutorial to show you how to do your key terms when that is a part of your assignment, which it's always going to be at the end of a lesson. We're going to have key terms and often questions from the end of the lesson as well. So I'll show you how to go about doing that. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to either in the Create tab or in Google Docs or in Microsoft Word, you're going to want to write the title of your assignment. For this first time out, we just did the key terms for Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Usually, we will be doing the questions at the end of the lesson along with the key terms, the first 2 or 3 questions that come at the end of the lesson. I didn't particularly like the questions with lesson 1, so we're skipping it this time and we're just doing the key terms. That'll happen a few times throughout the year where the questions aren't very good, but I still want the key terms done. So, key terms for Chapter 1, Lesson 1. I'm going to return, so there's my title. Forgot the first most important part. First most important part is to put your name, the date. Today is September 14th. And I don't care which way you format the date, as long as you've got the date there. And the class period. I'm going to say period 0. I don't have a period 0. So name, date, and class period. That information should go in the upper right-hand corner. So I'm going to just quickly align my text, highlight it, and move it over there into the upper right-hand corner. And then for the title, I would like that bold, and I would like it in the center of the page. So key terms for Chapter 1, Lesson 1. Now I'm going to move the text back over to the left-hand side of the page, and I'm going to write number 1. Now I need to find the key term. So if we go down, I'm going to scroll through here. I have the book up in the PDF form. And if we scroll down through the lesson, of course, we've all read the lesson already. At this point, you should before you're doing this step. I'm scrolling through it. I don't see any words that are highlighted yellow, so I haven't reached one yet. Going through, and there it is. At the bottom of page 11, the first highlighted word is the word reforms. So that is our first key term for today. So I'm going to write reforms. I'm going to underline it and make it bold. I do that so that it stands out from the definition, and then I'm going to put a dash behind it. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the bold and the underline. I don't want them anymore. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the glossary. I've called up the glossary here in PDF form as well. So let me switch to the glossary. Now I have our glossary. So to use the glossary, just like a dictionary, you're going to go alphabetically. So I'm going to look down and get up to the R's. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Now I need to look for the word reforms. There it is. So it tells me the definition for reforms is changes to bring about improvement. So after my dash here, I'm going to type that definition. Changes to bring about improvement. There. Now I'm going to hit return twice, or you can just double space it, whichever is easier. It's really easier. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to make sure my spacing is double spaced. But if you don't have that option, I'm not sure if you do on the Create tab, or if you just don't want to do it that way, that's fine. You can just double hit return twice or enter twice. All right, so then we need to look for our second word. So I'm going to go back to my PDF for the chapter. There's reforms again. And now I'm looking through, and here I see on page 12 the word reinforce. So I'm going to write the word reinforce, dash, turn off the bold and the underline, space, And now I'm going to go back to the glossary. And luckily, we're already on the R's, so that's easy. And it's not always going to be that easy. But we're going to look for reinforce. And there we go. Reinforce, to strengthen. And that's it. That's the whole definition for reinforce. Then, if we look here, we see they also have the words in Spanish. So if English is not your first language, this can be helpful to you. I still want you to write it out in English, but you're able to read it in Spanish and read it in English, which should help to improve your skills in both languages. Now, going back, let's see what the next word is. So I'm going to scroll down, and on the next page we have expand. So number 3, expand, dash, oops, dash, and then I'm going to turn off the bold and the underline and go back to my glossary again. Now I'm going to have to go backwards because it's E. So I'm going to scroll up to E. Again, you can use this with your regular textbook. You can just look in the back of the book, which is where your glossary is. Now I'm going to find expand. There's expand. And it tells me expand is to enlarge. Oops. Semicolon. Now, semicolon's there because that means there's more than one definition for this word. So the first definition is to enlarge. The second one is to spread out, and a semicolon again. And then the last definition, to increase the number, comma, volume, comma, or scope. So the reason it has 3 different definitions is because that word is going to be used 3 different ways in our textbook. And you'll find that sometimes some words have more than one meaning. And if it is used with more than one meaning in the textbook, they will give you the other meanings in the glossary as well, so that all of its uses in the textbook make sense to you. Okay, so then let's see what our next word is going to be. So we go back again, scroll down. Nothing on that page. Nothing on that page. But here we are on page, I believe it's 16. Yeah, 16. We have participate. Now I'm going to look in the glossary again. So I'm going to go back to my glossary, go down to the P's. Participate, to take part. So throw my hyphen in there, turn off my bold and my underline, and type to take part. Now, some people like to also highlight the text. I'm fine with that. You don't have to do that, but you could, not that way. Stop it. You can, see, this is a little bit more work than it should be. You can use the little highlighter tool in Microsoft Word or in Google Docs, and you can highlight the word if you want, if you like it to stand out that way. You are not required to do that, but I would like you to underline it. Underlining it makes it stand out the word from the definition. If you want to highlight it as well, that's great. But otherwise, the underlining with the dash is all you really have to have. I do want that. So if we go back to the text again, we can see nothing else on page 16, nothing on page 17, and that is the end of the lesson. So most of the time, you would also be answering some of these questions here at the end. Not this time, because I don't particularly like these questions, and so we're not using them this time. But if we were doing that, then the assignment up here at the top would have said page 17 and whichever questions it was, and key terms. Would have been the title. But since this time it's only key terms, it's key terms for chapter 1, lesson 1. Now, all you have to do then is, if you've typed this into Create, you hit submit. If you've typed it onto Word or Google Docs, you're just going to highlight your text. Oops, not with the highlighter key. Let me undo that. Okay. Undo. There we go. So turn that off. Okay, now you're just going to highlight your text. You are going to copy it. If you're using Google Docs, you'd be doing the Control X or Command X. Control C or Command C. And then you're going to paste it in. You just go into the Create tab. You can right click and press copy, and it'll put everything right there in the Create tab for you, and then hit submit. So that's all you have to do. You can type it directly into the Create tab, or you can do it in Microsoft Word or Google Docs and paste it in and submit it. It's a very simple, easy way to do your assignment. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you soon.